One Piece. Story was made by Eiichiro Oda. Chapter 7, Friends. The execution site reverberated with the sound of a powerful blow as Captain Morgan and his son, Helmeppo, lay sprawled on the cold floor. Defeat had painted their faces with a mix of pain and humiliation. A chorus of astonished voices erupted from the surrounding Marine soldiers, their disbelief echoing through the air. "The captain lost!" gasped one soldier, his voice laden with disbelief and awe. "Captain Morgan has been defeated!" The words hung heavy, casting a shadow of uncertainty upon the area. Meanwhile, amidst the chaos, Luffy's eyes darted around, searching for his friend Koby. Zoro, the swordsman of the group, stood resolute, his grip tightening on the edge of his katanas. With a voice that carried a hint of defiance, he addressed the surrounding soldiers, his words laced with a challenge. "If you still want to arrest us, come and get us," he declared, his eyes flickering with unyielding resolve. As Zoro's words hung in the air, the soldiers exchanged quick glances, a momentary pause filled with uncertainty. Then, like a sudden shift in the wind, their hesitation melted away, replaced by a wave of exultation. Their voices rose together, a symphony of joy and liberation. As they cheered and danced, the weight of their former oppressor lifted from their shoulders. "Yes!" shouted one soldier, his voice tinged with triumph. "We're free!" The words echoed through the area, mingling with cries of exhilaration. "We are out of Morgan's control!" they exclaimed, the collective release of their pent-up frustrations palpable in their voices. "Long live the Marines!" they chanted, their pride and loyalty rekindled by this unexpected turn of events. Luffy, his brow furrowed with confusion, observed the jubilant scene unfolding before him. "What's going on?" he questioned, his voice filled with bewilderment. "They seem to be happy that Morgan was defeated?" Beside him, Koby beamed with happiness, his fatigue momentarily forgotten. "Everyone hated Morgan," he replied, a glimmer of satisfaction in his eyes. The weight of the oppressive regime had finally been lifted, and the soldiers reveled in their newfound freedom. Yet, as the execution site buzzed with celebration, Zoro, burdened by exhaustion, could no longer fight against the drain on his body. With a heavy sigh, he finally succumbed to his weariness, collapsing to the ground. Sometime later in Shelltown, the island echoed with the sound of cheer emanating from one of its houses. Laughter filled the air, escaping from the walls of Rika's humble home. Inside, the swordsman known as Zoro couldn't contain his mirth as he enjoyed a hearty meal. With a contented expression on his face, he remarked, "I'm full. Haven't eaten for 9 days, almost starved to death." As the townsfolk peered through their windows, shock and worry etched across their faces, they witnessed the pirates indulging in their hospitality. Luffy, with his mouth full of food, continued the lively discussion, challenging Zoro, "Then it's impossible for you to last a month." Zoro, unfazed by Luffy's comment, retorted, "You're so scrawny, how come you can still eat more than me?" Their banter brought smiles to the onlookers' faces, momentarily easing their concerns. Meanwhile, Koby, the young man, nervously rubbed his pink hair, consumed by worry for his newfound friends. Approaching Rika's mother, he apologized. "Sorry, even I ate quite a lot." Gazing at Koby with a warm smile, Rika's mother reassured him, "Don't worry, keep eating, you saved our town." Rika, the young girl filled with admiration for her heroes, beamed at Luffy. She struck up a conversation with him, her voice filled with awe. "Older brother, you're so strong." Luffy's eyes sparkled with determination as he agreed, "I'll get stronger later on." Zoro couldn't resist chiming in, challenging Luffy's aspirations. "Oh yeah? What are your plans next?" With unbridled excitement, Luffy declared, "I'm going to head for the Grand Line." His bold statement elicited a shocked response from Koby, who couldn't contain his disbelief. "What? You're saying crazy things again! Just you two! How can you enter the Grand Line?" In a sudden outburst of frustration, Koby slammed his hand on the table, emphasizing his point. "Don't you understand? The world's strongest pirates all gather there!" Unfazed by Koby's resistance, Zoro calmly replied, ready to face the challenge ahead. "We're going for the One Piece. It won't hurt to head in that direction." Kobe's desperation grew as he exclaimed, "Zoro, even you're saying this rubbish!" Zoro, now intrigued by Kobe's worry, questioned him. "What are you so worried about? It's not like you're coming with us." Kobe's voice quivered with genuine concern as he shouted, "Even though I'm not going, I will still worry. Can't I? Can't I worry about you guys?" His tone softened, returning to normal. He continued, "Luffy, even though we just met, but we are friends." With a wide grin on his face, Luffy responded happily, "Yep, even though we have to part, we'll always be friends." Kobe's smile grew stronger as he held his ground, confessing, "I never had friends growing up. Every time I would be picked on, no one would ever stand up for me. But the two of you taught me to live by my dream." Luffy, understanding Kobe's sentiment, explained, "That's why we're heading for the Grand Line." Zoro and Kobe nodded in agreement. However, Kobe couldn't help but interject, shouting, "No, no! What I meant is you're too reckless!" Zoro, seizing the opportunity, tapped Kobe's head with the hilt of his sword, reminding him, "First of all, you'd better worry about yourself." Kobe, taken aback by Zoro's unexpected action, awaited an explanation. Zoro pointed out to him, caution laced in his words, "Even though you were just doing chores on a pirate ship, you're still a small pirate. Don't underestimate the Marines' ability to gather information. If they know your past, they won't let you join for sure." The room fell silent as the Marines stormed into the building, the doors swinging open with determination. One Marine, his expression sincere but firm, stepped forward and demanded, "Excuse me, we are wondering, are you really pirates?" Luffy, the spirited captain, responded with a grin, "Yes, I just found my first crew member, so that would make us pirates now." The soldier tilted his Marine cap and spoke with a sense of gratitude tinged with duty. "Even though you are pirates, in reality, you saved our town and base. For that, we are grateful. But since you are pirates, as Marines, we cannot allow you to stay any longer. Please leave this place immediately. As for the events that occurred here, we will be reporting them to headquarters." The crowd outside erupted, their voices booming in protest. "Hey, Marines! What kind of bullshit are you saying? Are you kidding me, or have you all gone nuts? They are this town's saviors." Undeterred, Luffy addressed the people around him. "Well then, let's go. Thank you for your food, madam." As he turned to leave, both Kobe and the young girl questioned his departure, but Luffy and Zoro walked away, leaving Kobe standing there alone. The Marine soldier turned to Kobe and questioned him, "Aren't you with their group?" Kobe hesitated, torn between loyalty and his own aspirations. Luffy looked back at him in silence, his eyes filled with unspoken understanding. I... Kobe struggled to find the words, his mind recounting Luffy's earlier assurance that friendship transcended distance. Finally, gritting his teeth, Kobe exclaimed, I'm not with them." Luffy smiled knowingly, and as he walked away, the Marine soldier pressed Luffy. "Please hold on. Is he telling the truth?" He paused for a moment, his gaze fixed on Kobe before pointing at him and saying, "I know what this guy used to do." Kobe, his body bandaged, looked at Luffy with sheer embarrassment. "Luffy," he uttered, filled with a mixture of shame and anxiety. Luffy continued to mock him, poking fun at his past. "I can't remember where, but he used to be with this fat female pirate." Luffy's gestures emphasized the size of the woman. "Stop, don't say any more," Kobe pleaded, realizing that his secrets were about to be revealed. In a panic, Kobe thought to himself, "If they know I worked on a pirate ship before, then they won't let me join the Marines." The Marine soldier watched the drama unfold. Luffy persisted, poking at Kobe's vulnerability as he thought, "Please, shut up," until Kobe, overwhelmed with frustration, lashed out and struck Luffy across the face. Luffy's straw hat fell to the floor. The onlookers stood in awe as Luffy smirked and retaliated, punching Kobe. You deserve a beating." Blood started to trickle from Kobe's nose, a consequence of his impulsive action. The two engaged in a fierce exchange of blows, their fists flying in anger. "Damn you! You deserve a beat down!" they shouted at each other. The Marine soldier, alarmed by the escalating fight, commanded, "Both of you stop it! I won't allow this town to get in any more fights." Zoro, holding onto Luffy's red vest, tried to calm him down. "Hey, you went overboard! Stop it!" Kobe, knocked down to the floor, gasped for air while the soldier pointed at the door, his voice filled with disdain. "I know he isn't your friend. Please leave this town immediately." As Kobe lay on the ground, he reflected on the situation. He did it for me. He wanted to make me mad, make me hit him, he realized, his thoughts tinged with gratitude. Even in the very end, I still needed their care. Luffy picked up his straw hat and walked outside, wearing a satisfied smile as Zoro taunted the other soldiers surrounding the house. "Come on, didn't you want to arrest me?" Struggling to his feet, blood trickling from his nose, Kobe berated himself. "I am so damn useless. I am an imbecile. If I don't take this chance, then everything they did will be a waste." Determined, he picked himself up, his nerves finally gathering together. Bowing before the soldier, Kobe declared, "Please let me join the Marines. Even if it's chores, I will still do them." The crowd watched with anticipation, curious about the outcome. After his fervent plea, Kobe thought to himself, "Good, I did well." Hope filled his heart as he waited for a response. A Marine soldier entered the room, his expression filled with concern. "Commander, I'm against it. We cannot accept a person whose past is unclear to us. There have been events where pirates have joined the Marines to be spies, so we have to properly check his background before we can decide." As Kobe watched with bated breath, he couldn't contain his determination any longer. He shouted at the top of his voice, "I am a man whose dream is to become a member of the Marines." The room fell into a sudden pause, everyone fixated on his declaration. The commander, holding his Marine cap, walked past Kobe with measured steps. "Don't think that we don't know your past as a pirate. You underestimate our power, but I will still allow you to join." Kobe's heart skipped a beat as relief washed over him. "Yes, sir. Thank you, sir," he exclaimed, filled with gratitude and renewed purpose. The outskirts of Shelltown stretched out before them, a humble harbor bathed in the golden glow of the setting sun. Seagulls danced through the air, their wings slicing through the gentle breeze as they weaved intricate patterns against the canvas of the sky. Zoro and Luffy stood at the harbor's edge, their eyes fixed on the wooden boat adorned with a pristine white sail. Zoro turned to Luffy, a mischievous glint in his eyes, and uttered words that carried a hint of admiration. "Nice act. This way, even though he's been a pirate before, it wouldn't be such a big deal." Luffy beamed in response, his unwavering faith in the future evident in his smile. "I believe Kobe will become stronger and more independent in the future." With a firm grip on the rope tethered to the boat, Luffy's anticipation bubbled over. Zoro's voice resounded, filled with a sense of urgency. "Time to go, or else there's no telling what else will happen. Not leaving anything behind, that's what pirates are all about." Luffy chuckled heartily, a laugh that carried the carefree his nature. "That's what I'm saying!" As the sun's warmth faded, a weary Kobe emerged from the distance, his tired steps echoing the trials he had faced. "Luffy!" he cried out, his voice laden with gratitude and respect. Kobe saluted the pirates, his actions defying the norms of his Marine upbringing. "Thank you very much. I will never forget you for the rest of my life." Zoro couldn't help but interject, his voice laced with humor. "I've never witnessed a Marine saluting pirates before," he quipped, prompting Luffy's infectious laughter to fill the air. Luffy's face lit up with a radiant smile as he addressed Kobe directly. "Kobe, we'll cross paths again someday." The commander, standing tall next to Kobe, commanded his troops with authority. "Group salute!" he bellowed, and in unison the Marines raised their hands in a gesture of respect. The sight of loyal soldiers saluting pirates sent ripples of shock through the ranks. As the small boat carried Luffy and Zoro away, Luffy waved his hands in the air, bidding a heartfelt farewell. Zoro, his eyes brimming with contentment, sat at the boat's edge, his smile radiating. The commander's words reached Kobe's ears, brimming with a mixture of admiration and admonishment. "You have remarkable friends," he commended. Kobe, overwhelmed by emotions, tears streaming down his cheeks, mustered a resolute response. "Yes, sir." The commander's voice resonated with a mixture of pride and discipline. "We just saluted pirates and have violated the Marines' codes. So, The punishment will be no food for a week. Yes, sir, the Marines chorused, acknowledging their transgression with unwavering loyalty. As the boat sailed away, carried by the gentle current, Luffy and Zoro's faces radiated joy and excitement. The calm seas mirrored their spirits, offering solace and anticipation for the journey ahead. Luffy cheered with unbridled enthusiasm, his voice filling the air. "We're off! Grand Line, here we come!" Seated comfortably, Luffy settled down, his gaze fixed on the horizon, ready to embrace the challenges that awaited them. After the addition of pirate hunter Zoro into his crew, Luffy begins his journey once again, but they don't know there are only more difficult challenges ahead of them. The legendary pirate Gol D. Roger, the only one to be called the Pirate King, left a huge treasure known as the One Piece. Everyone in the world is searching for the location of this vast wealth. You could say this is one of the most dangerous periods in the history of the Seven Seas.